Derby.
All right, I got my collar fixed for you. 364 meetings spanning over 100 years of history together. So number 365, when you stumble, you get back up. There may be no greater rivalry or lasting rivalry than that of Oregon and Oregon State men's basketball. The two programs meeting for the 365th time tonight, and we've got live coverage up in Corvallis. KEZI 9 sports reporter Brett Taylor joins us from inside historic Gill Coliseum. Brett, one of the longest rivalries continues tonight. Take us inside how this one could end up shaking up.
Well, Cam, if history tells us anything, I think we can expect another great one here tonight. The last three meetings all coming down to the wire in Corvallis, literally. 3 straight games, all finishing in the final seconds and all in Oregon wins. Every single one of those games has been an instant classic. I was here last year, and it'll be a game that I'm certainly not going to be forgetting anytime soon. Now, you might be thinking, hey, right, it's a new year, new team, new players. Maybe we shouldn't expect the same thing. But despite the high turnaround, both here up in Corvallis and down in Eugene, both of these programs have started off really strong. Both 4-0 starts, both looking to, of course, stamp their identity in a new season, in a new conference. And honestly, I expect that this game here in Corvallis is going to be another instant classic. Both teams know how important this rivalry is against one another. Oregon State may hold the all-time series, but Oregon, since the 90s, Cam, has dominated this series, and they're going to look to take their 8th straight in a row against the Beavers. Wayne Tinkle and the Beavers, though, may have some other ideas when it comes to that, though, tonight.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about this series, Brett? This is the earliest date these two programs have ever played in the regular season, and yet somehow it feels like we could learn a lot about each team tonight.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, normally when Oregon and Oregon State face off against each other, normally it's sometime in January, maybe February, and at that point, we kind of know what both of those teams look like at that point of the year. This year, that's not the case, with it being the earliest start that they've ever faced off against each other. And despite both programs starting off really strong at 4-0, there are a lot of questions that definitely need to be answered for both Oregon and Oregon State basketball. One of the first ones for Corvallis is, can Wayne Tinkle, of course, get this team to move to 5-0 for the first time in his tenure up here in Corvallis? And then, of course, for Dana Altman, can this Oregon Ducks squad fix some of the mistakes that he says has been really hurting this team over the first 4 games? Now, hopefully we'll get an answer to some of those questions later tonight, but one question that was answered at least earlier this week is that this rivalry is going nowhere anytime soon, as both coaches hope that it will extend into the very far future.
I want to play the game. I think it's good for the state. So as long as Wayne wants to play and, our administrations are good with it, we're going to play. I want to play because I think it's good for the state. It's one of the most played games ever, so I'm definitely not going to be the one to kill it. And I don't think Wayne wants to either. I mean, it's good for both of us, and, we need to play.
Yeah, it's really good to hear that both coaches want to continue this rivalry. It's going to be a fun one here tonight, Cam. We're going to have, of course, the highlights coming up later on tonight on KZI 9 News at 11, along with post-game sound. But until we get to then, reporting live inside Gill Coliseum, Brett Taylor, KZI 9 Sports.